Good morning, students. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the five kingdom system that is given by R.H. Whitaker. Whitaker classified the living world into five kingdoms or five groups. First one is Monera, that is single cell prokaryotes. Then protozoans, that are single cell eukaryotes. After the protozoans, all cellular structures are eukaryotes. Only the first group, Monera, is unicellular prokaryote, and the remaining four, protozoa, fungi, animalia and plantae, all these four groups are eukaryotes. Now in this lecture we will discuss about the first group, that is Monera. In Monera, mycoplasm, bacteria, actinomycetes, cyanobacteria, that is commonly called blue-green algae, are discussed. Here are some characteristics of the Monera. The first characteristic is that it is unicellular prokaryotes. The cell structure is prokaryote. Prokaryotes means the cell structure which have not a defined nucleus, means nucleus is not defined, it is scattered into the cytoplasm. Second characteristic, according to their nutrition, they are saprobic, parasitic in nature, chemo and phototrophic, means use chemical and photon energy to reproduce food, means they are autotrophic, they are heterotrophic, and the symbiotic action. Next characteristic is that composition of cell wall. The cell wall of Monera is composed of peptidoglycan and the polysaccharides. So cell wall here is composed of peptidoglycan, a long chain of peptide bonds and glucose, and polysaccharides, a carbohydrate. Next character is DNA naked. We are seeing that unicellular prokaryote cell. In prokaryote cell, DNA is not covered. So the fourth character is DNA naked. Next, the fifth characteristic, DNA coiled inside the cytoplasm. The whole DNA is present in coiled form inside the cytoplasm. Now next character, all membrane bounded organelles, means all the cell structure or cell organelle which having double membrane structure is absent because due to its cell composition, because it is a prokaryote, so there is no membrane bounded organelles are present like lysosome, mitochondria, Golgi bodies and plastids, etc. The seventh character is it contains a flagella that is made up of flagellin, a protein structure that is called flagellin. Gametes are absent, so it shows only asexual type of reproduction. These all are characteristics of the group Monera, general characters. Next, we will discuss about the bacteria in the group Monera. Bacteria having average size is 2 to 2.6 μm long. According to the shape, the bacteria are classified into four groups. The first group is coccus, the spherical ovoid in outline. The spherical structures of bacteria is known as coccus. Bacillus, straight, cylindrical, rod-like with the end flat end. And rounded shape. So these are the two categories. First is coccus and the bacillus. Coccus are spherical, bacillus are straight and cylindrical rod-like structures with flat ends. This is the structure of bacillus form. Example is lactobacillus present into the curd, which help to converting the milk into curd. Spirillum. It is coiled like a corkscrew. The coiled form is under spirillum. Example है Lactospira. The last and the fourth shape, that is Vibrio, coma shape. Body is like a coma, curved rod like structure. Example is Vibrio cholerae, that cause cholera disease. It is like this. Structures. Now we will discuss about the classification based upon the presence of flagella. If there is no flagella present, known as Atricus. A single flagella present on a bacteria body, that is monotrichus. Mono means single, trichus is denoted for flagella. Amphitrichus, amphi means dual, two flagella, one on each side and another on opposite side. Laphotrichus, all the flagella are present in only single and multiple in number. Cephalotrichus, towards the end, the multiple flagella present on the both ends. And the last one is Peritrichus. The peri word is come from peripheral, means outside. So the all flagella are present on the outer side, outer surface, known as peritrichus. These all are the classification according to shape and flagella. Now we will discuss about the general structure of a bacteria cell. This is the general structure of bacteria cell. We know bacteria cell is a prokaryote, so the structure is resembles to the prokaryotic structure. In bacteria cell, the outermost layer, that is denoted by the dots, that is a mucilage layer which protect the bacteria cell from environment or outer harsh conditions. And the second layer known as cell wall, that is denoted here by the red line. Cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan and polysaccharides. After the cell wall, the next layer is a plasma membrane which covers the cytoplasm. Inside the cell membrane or plasma membrane and the cell wall and the mucilage, the outer apertures are present, that is known as pili or fimri. They help into the reproduction and attachment to the surface. These are long hook-like structures are flagella. They are flagella. Flagella composed of two parts: the basal body that attach inside the cytoplasm with the plasma membrane, and the growth outside, that is filament. The basal body and the filament is attached into the cell membrane and plasma membrane with the help of hook. Inside the cytoplasm, the nucleus is not defined, so the DNA is scattered into the cytoplasm. Lipid soluble particles are present soluble lipid particles are present. Ribosomes are present because ribosomes is a single membrane structure. Respiratory enzymes, these are the respiratory enzymes, and the mesosome, which help into the reproduction, which attach the nucleus during the binary fission, that is a type of asexual reproduction. So this is the general structure of a bacteria cell. Now we will discuss about the character like nutrition, reproduction of a bacteria cell. Nutrition means the absorption of food or making the food to getting the nourishment. In nutrition first is photoautotrophic. Photo means sunlight, autotrophic means a mode of nutrition in which the inorganic matter is converted into organic by an organism. So it shows photoautotrophic. Further, photoautotrophic divided into two types: bacteriochlorophyll, that is the pigment is chlorophyll, and the second one is bacteriophyophytin, that is basically use sulfur. Bacteriochlorophyll example is purple bacteria, that is known as commonly Theopedia roji, and the example of green sulfur bacteria is that Chlorombium limicola. Both are the examples of different photoautotrophic nutrition. Both photoautotrophic nutrition modes is proceed out without oxygen. So in this process there is no oxygen involved, so we can say that bacteria can be survive without oxygen. They use sulfur as the donator of the hydrogen ions. We know that in the process of photosynthesis, the H2O is the molecule which donate hydrogen atoms for the energy carrier. Here the hydrogen sulfide gives 2 hydrogen and the sulfur removal out. Here no need of oxygen, so they survive everywhere. Next mode is chemoautotrophic. Use the chemical energy, not photon energy. Use chemical energy produced inside the surrounding medium. The bacteria which are growing inside a medium, they release some enzymes, they break the molecules of the surrounding medium and release energy that is used by the bacteria for their food production. So this process is known as chemoautotrophic. Next is nitrifying bacteria, means the bacteria which use nitrogen or fix the nitrogen. Commonly example is Nitrosomonas, Nitrosococcus. These are Nitrosomonas and the Nitrosococcus. They fix ammonia to nitrate. We know that the fixation of the ammonia is necessary for the plant body. They cannot absorb directly the nitrogen from the atmosphere. They absorb the nitrogen in the form of nitrates. So these processes are done by the nitrifying bacteria which fix the ammonia into nitrates. Ammonia convert into nitrate with the help of oxygen, and NO2 negative. This is the nitrate. So in nitrite, and the water and energy is released. That energy is used in the chemoautotrophic. Next, nitrocyst and nitrobacter. They fix nitrites to the nitrate with the help of adding of oxygen. and the nitrates are directly absorbed by plants. So this is the whole process of nitrogen fixation that is done by with the help of bacteria, that are Nitrosomonas, Nitrosococcus. Now we will discuss about the next, सल्फर ऑक्सीडाइजिंग बैक्टीरिया। ये जी इसका एग्जांपल है, इसमें सल्फर में हमने नाइट्रीफाइंग में एग्जांपल पढ़े, नाइट्रोसोमोनास, नाइट्रोसोकोकस, नाइट्रोबैक्टर, नाइट्रोसिस्ट। नाउ सल्फर ऑक्सीडाइजिंग बैक्टीरिया विच ऑक्सीडाइज द सल्फर, एग्जांपल है बैगियोटा। They convert hydrogen sulfide into sulfur and water molecules and they release the energy. Here the two hydrogen sulfide mixed with O2 react with oxygen, oxidize and convert into two water molecule, two sulfur molecule and the atom and the remaining energy that is used by the bacteria. Next is saprophytic mode of nutrition. Means in the saprophytic mode, an organism depend upon the decay material, dead material, remaining past, wastage. They convert them into very smaller particles and use as food. Symbiotic action. Symbiotic means a organism that living inside a body known as host body and participate in the favor of the host body, not the harmful effect. It's show a positive helpful effect. Most common example is E. coli. E. coli in human intestine. This bacteria is present into our intestine, human intestine, which help into the absorption of vitamin K and B. In the response, after the absorption of vitamin K and B, our body provide a surface area for the bacteria, and bacteria give back to us the vitamin K and B. This is the symbiotic action. And the last one is parasitic nature. In parasitic, they survive on a host body and use the host body food and living on the body surface, maybe endoparasite or ectoparasite. They may be remain into the host body or the outside the host body. So these are all of about the nutrition in the bacteria. Now we will discuss about the reproduction of the bacteria, how a bacteria cell can be reproduced to increase their number. In next lecture we will discuss about the reproduction and the type of bacteria. Before that, here we have some common examples of the bacteria which causes disease. The most common is tuberculosis, that is commonly known as TB. That is caused by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is a bacteria which cause TB. In the disease TB, our respiratory system is affected and the bones becomes weak. The second common example is tetanus. That is caused by Clostridium tetani. In the tetanus, our muscles lost their control or coordination, means our brain cannot be control the muscles. They works in a simultaneously function that is not commanded by our brain. So the failure of muscles action. Cholera is known as caused by the Vibrio cholerae. The Vibrio cholerae we have studied into the Vibrio type of bacteria. Pneumonia is also done by the Diplococcus pneumoniae. This bacteria that called pneumonia also affected our respiratory system. It is more powerful or more affected into the cold. Typhoid that is during days, that is a common disease. Most of the people are suffer from this disease that is caused by Salmonella typhi. So these are some disease caused by the bacteria. There are so many diseases which caused by bacteria, but these are the some common examples which can be observed by us as daily life. So all about this lecture. In next lecture we will discuss about the type of bacteria and the mode of reproductions, how a bacteria cell can be reproduced. Okay, thank you.